This drive held a secret for 26 years. The data was supposed to be gone forever, but magnetic platters never truly forget.
Sarah Clement vanished on November 14, 1998 in Portland, Oregon. Her boyfriend Marcus Hale had an ironclad alibi. His computer login at the software company where he worked showed he was at his desk until 11:47 p.m. The case went cold within 6 months.
But magnetic platters never truly forget. In March 2024, Ray Whitfield, a 63-year-old retired digital forensics specialist, volunteered to review unsolved cases from the 1990s. He requested 3 boxes of evidence, including 2 seized hard drives that hadn't been powered on in 26 years.
Ink witness. True crime. Drawn in the dark.
Portland, November 14, 1998, 9:30 p.m. Sarah Clement's apartment door stood open, rain blowing into the hallway. Her car was in the lot, her purse on the kitchen counter, her coffee still warm. She was just gone.
Marcus Hale, 26, worked as a junior programmer at TechWave Solutions downtown. He'd been dating Sarah for 8 months. When detectives arrived at his apartment at 2:00 a.m., he seemed genuinely shocked, said he'd been working late on a deadline.
Detective Nguyen checked Marcus's story within 48 hours. TechWave's network administrator provided login records showing Marcus had accessed his work machine continuously from 6:05 p.m. until 11:47 p.m. that night. The timestamps were clear, logged on the company's secured server.
Security footage from TechWave's lobby showed Marcus entering at 5:52 p.m. His car was in the parking garage all night, confirmed by the automated gate log. 2 coworkers remembered seeing his office light on when they left around 9 p.m.
With no evidence, no witnesses, and an airtight alibi verified by digital logs, the investigation stalled. By June 1999, Sarah Clement's case was moved to the cold case division. Marcus Hale was never charged. The computer records had cleared him completely.
March 2024. Ray Whitfield had spent 35 years in digital forensics before retiring in 2022. Now he volunteered his time to cold cases, using techniques that didn't exist in the 1990s. When he opened the Sarah Clement evidence box, he found something interesting. Marcus Hale's seized home computer, the hard drives never properly analyzed.
The drives were in terrible condition. After 26 years in a climate-controlled evidence locker, the magnetic platters showed significant corrosion, rust blooming across the surfaces like cancer. The read-write heads were seized. Standard forensic imaging tools couldn't even detect the drives.
Ray had dealt with worse. He designed custom chip-off extraction tools for cases where traditional methods failed. Over 3 weeks, he carefully disassembled the drives in a cleanroom tent in his garage, bypassing the damaged mechanical components entirely to access the storage chips directly.
On April 18, 2024, Ray recovered his first data fragment, 127 megabytes, from the corroded first platter. Most of it was corrupted beyond recognition. But buried in the file allocation table were metadata timestamps, digital breadcrumbs marking when files were created, modified, accessed.
The timestamps told a story. Marcus's home computer had been active on November 14, 1998. Files accessed, programs launched, commands executed. Nothing suspicious on its own. Then Ray noticed something odd, a JPEG file created at 10:01 p.m. that night.
The JPEG itself was gone. Corrupted sectors had wiped the actual image data.
but the metadata survived. EXIF data, embedded in the file header, contained something critical: GPS coordinates from where the photo was taken.
Ray pulled up mapping software and entered the coordinates. The photo had been taken 40 miles from TechWave Solutions, in the forests of the Columbia River Gorge. But according to the server logs, Marcus was supposed to be at his office desk when this photo was created.
But there was more. Buried deeper in the metadata was a secondary timestamp. The JPEG was created at 10:01 p.m., but it was transferred to the computer's hard drive at 11:53 p.m., 6 minutes after Marcus supposedly logged off from work. The file had been moved remotely.
Ray understood what had happened. In 1998, remote desktop software existed, basic but functional. Marcus had set up a remote connection to his work computer before leaving the office. He could log in, move the mouse, launch programs, all while being 40 miles away.
Ray contacted Detective Nguyen, now 58 and retired. When Ray explained what he'd found, there was silence on the phone for a full 30 seconds. Nguyen had cleared Marcus based on those login records. For 26 years, he'd believed the computer had proven innocence.
With renewed urgency, Ray spent another week extracting data from the second drive. He recovered fragments of remote desktop software installation files, dated October 1998, 1 month before Sarah vanished. Marcus had planned this.
On May 3, 2024, Portland police obtained a warrant for Marcus Hale's arrest based on Ray's forensic findings. Marcus, now 52, had moved to Seattle, working as a senior developer. He'd never been a suspect until a retired specialist found what detectives in 1998 couldn't.
Investigators returned to the Columbia River Gorge coordinates from the GPS data. The location was remote, a hiking trail access point rarely used. On May 11th, using ground-penetrating radar, forensic teams located what remained of Sarah Clement, buried 3.5 feet deep in volcanic soil.
Confronted with the GPS data, the recovered remote software, and the precise location of Sarah's remains, Marcus Hale's story collapsed. In a 6-hour interrogation, he admitted what happened, an argument that escalated, panic, a drive to the gorge, then the remote login from a laptop in his car to build his alibi.
Marcus explained his method. He'd left the office at 5:52 p.m., as security footage showed, but returned 20 minutes later using a side entrance with no cameras. He retrieved his laptop, configured remote access, then left his work computer running. He was logged in. The computer was telling the truth, but he was never there.
The JPEG at 10:01 p.m. had been an accident. His phone's camera had auto-synced to his laptop via early Bluetooth technology while he was at the gorge. He tried to delete it remotely later that night, but the file metadata remained, waiting 26 years in corrupted sectors to be found.
Marcus Hale's trial began in September 2024. The prosecution's key witness wasn't a detective. It was Ray Whitfield, who spent 4 hours explaining chip-off extraction, metadata recovery, and how magnetic storage preserves evidence, even through severe degradation. The jury watched in silence as decades-old data appeared on courtroom screens.
On September 27, 2024, after 11 hours of deliberation, the jury found Marcus Hale guilty. He was sentenced to life in prison without parole. Sarah Clement's parents, now in their 70s, attended the sentencing. They'd waited 9,516 days for this moment. A single recovered timestamp had finally delivered justice.
Ray Whitfield returned to his garage lab the next day.
where 14 more cold case evidence boxes waited, Detective Nguyen came to thank him and to ask forgiveness for closing Sarah's case in 1999. The jury had deliberated for 11 hours over one question: can a single recovered timestamp from a 26-year-old hard drive, extracted from corroded platters using custom tools, be enough to convict beyond reasonable doubt? What would you have decided?